Salmon. We are live with the after show of the Gary
Yes, sir.
Ridgeway. So, what did you think of the show? Did you have a good time with it?
Of course. Yeah, I thought it was a
Oh,
great
you're like, of
show.
course.
Yeah, man. I mean, we covered one of the most notorious serial killers of all time, at least in the US. And
Yeah,
I'm glad that we were able to break it down and
break it
give
down.
people an opportunity to understand the how notorious this guy was, you know?
He, yeah, he was just a unique guy. So for me, I still say this: I would love to just sit down with this clown and just talk to him, and not about his horrific acts, not about anything like that, but just simply to just talk to him, just to see if I can vibe out if he's a fucking nutcase. You know how you can vibe people sometimes that they're fucking nuts. I
Yeah.
That's what I want to do. I want to do that. I want to talk to somebody that's infamous, famous, whatever ish, just to find out what the hell's wrong with them. So
I would like that too. I mean, you make it really makes you wonder about this guy. Now that he's a lot older, I mean, his whole family friends oust him, like cast it out. Like I can't even
yeah.
imagine. Can you imagine being, the son of Gary Ridgway? Can you imagine that? Learning
No,
that
can you imagine
your
being the kid?
father.
Can you imagine being the kid of any serial killer? Like
Oh
BTK had
my
a
goodness.
family, and they found out that he was like a serial killer for 3 decades in Wichita. They had no idea. No
It's
idea.
insane.
But if anybody's out there listening, I just want to thank everyone on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We're live right now, and YouTube. If anyone wants to send in any comments, we can address any of the comments now during the after show. If there's anything we missed, anything you want to hear about, let us know. Don't forget, like, subscribe, and share to our YouTube channel, and follow us on all the social medias every Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for our live show, and then 9:30 p.m. Eastern for our after show, which is now. But we just wanted to throw that in there real quick. Solomon and I appreciate
Yes.
everybody that's showing us support through the launch of this show, and we anticipate great results. I mean, everyone loves true crime.
Absolutely. Everybody loves true crime. We're just trying to, put the pieces together with this case, and we love your input. So anything that you have, any questions that you have, feel free to ask. I mean, I think there was one question about. Actually, I might be able to pull it up on YouTube. Wait a minute. No, it was the one that one of the YouTube subscribers asked about this case. I think it was on the lines of whether this guy disassociated with all of this. I'm trying to remember the question, but I think it was on the lines of how could this guy be this family man one day and then at night he is this villain, this evil person doing these.
Yeah,
these
I think that was one of our fans of the show, Danny. She was asking
yeah.
about that. If I
Mhm.
recall, it was like some of these people just have the ability to blend in with
Mhm.
everything, and they'll do that with various ways. Like we said in the show, they'll get jobs that are respectable. They'll volunteer in the community. They'll mow the neighbor's lawn if the guy's on crutches or whatever. So they do things to divert the real attention. So, oh, he's coming home late for work. He's not coming home late from, you know, kidnapping, raping, and killing a girl and tossing her in the woods.
Of
So
course.
it's all like an illusion, almost like a magician. If you think
Yeah,
about it,
very few cases where the family knew what was going on.
they
I
never did.
mean, well, I mean, Eileen Wuornos, it was speculation that her girlfriend had an idea of what was going on, but besides that, I mean, all the others, I mean, they really, I don't think any of them knew. Excuse me, and even with that one, it wasn't like she knew throughout the whole time that she was doing those acts. You know, it wasn't until much later. But of course, you know, all these things are more of alleged at the end of the day. But yeah, I totally agree with you. I mean, the family definitely wouldn't know because they train themselves to not let anybody know about these acts.
You're
I
right.
mean, he was a painter, right?
He
Painted
painted
trucks.
trucks. He worked for what the hell company was it? Kenworth, I think it was, tractor trailer, and he would paint. He
Yeah.
was a truck painter. So I'm assuming, and I'm not from the Washington area. I'm just gonna guess that that's one of those jobs out there that people want to get. Like where I
Mhm.
came from in Buffalo, New York, the township jobs were the jobs everyone wanted.
Oh,
There
sure.
was a gazillion jobs around, but the jobs you really wanted that were respectable, or I don't know, fucking respectable. They were just good jobs.
Well, good
You,
jobs. Yeah.
yeah, union benefits, good
Mhm.
pay. So
Insurance.
insurance, yeah. Um, I don't think the health insurance crisis was that big of a deal back in the 80s when he was working there, or the 90s even.
Right.
But that's neither here nor there. But the reality is they have a way of just blending in, and that's the scary thing. I live in a building with 50 residents, and I'll bet you there's got to be one of them here that's fucked up somehow, that has
Mhm.
secrets, that has dead bodies in their closet. I mean, the apartments aren't that big, so I can't imagine that make like a high body count. But what I guess what my point is that there are screwed up people everywhere, and you don't even know who
Yeah.
they are.
Yeah. I agree. I
And you're
mean,
in Florida where they all seem to go, so you're
hey, hey,
blessed.
hey, New York has their few too. I mean, you know, California. I think we was talking about that. Like, you have New York, you have Florida, you have California. Those three big states. It's just
Uh-huh.
notorious for these type of, you know, serial killers. Unfortunately,
Serial killers. Wonder
yeah.
what flavor.
I was about to say serial unalivers, but you know.
Don't. Don't.
I'm
Oh,
always on TikTok, man. You know,
TikTok. I
sometimes
almost
the
went
name
somewhere
is
with that. TikTok.
yeah.
Bleep, bleep, bleep. I might get banned from YouTube if I say what I wanted to say.
Uh,
But yeah,
it's
no.
very hard to get banned from YouTube. I'll tell you that.
No, it's not. I know somebody that got banned from YouTube. The guy was a fucking toolbox. He just
Yeah.
did everything he could do to get banned from there. I think he tried it. It was like a on purpose thing with him.
Oh yeah. I mean,
He
something.
he was a serial. I want to get banned from everything. He was one of
Oh,
those
he's one
guys.
of those. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he
You
had
have
like
to
44
try.
accounts. Yeah. Well, he
Gosh.
he did politics. He did a lot of politics shit, and he would yeah, he would just push it, and he was copyright infringement all day long. The
Wow.
guy just would play videos, not say the words, I don't own the rights to this content, and then he'd wonder why they were copywriting him. It's like, well, dude,
Yeah.
uh, you're like copyright infringement, man. You're playing it for
Copyright.
5 minutes.
Well,
If you
well,
play a 5 minute news video on your live
mhm.
show on YouTube, you're gonna get taken down.
Yeah, that is the quickest way. I mean, they could care less about profanity. They really care unless it's something very like egregious, like some very egregious hate speech. But they really YouTube when it comes to copyrights. Oh, they'll shut it down in a minute, and not even in a second. So, hello, Philo Sifi
That's
Abstract
Danny.
as Danny. Hello, Danny. So thank you for coming to the after show. If you have any
Yeah.
questions, hit us up. Don't be hesitant. Don't be shy.
I offered to send her a link if she wanted to come on live with us here. You don't have to come on camera or anything, but you can come on the stage and shoot the shiitake mushrooms with us if you want. I can send you a link if you want. You can
Sure,
DM me, Danny, through the back channel on
sure.
on X if you want a link, and I'd be more than happy to invite you. I have the link ready. I'm just gonna send it to her. If she wants it, great. If not, then
Yeah.
her
And if you
her
want to
loss.
just
Just kidding.
but if you have that question that you want to ask, feel free to ask it. I mean, you know, that's what we're here. And hey, I mean, the after show, okay, yeah. And in the after show, we're just here just kicking it and look, we might even just talk about just all these different serial killers as whole. There's no true like timeline of what we're doing. There's no true agenda. It's just really more of a Q&A. We're just kicking it.
Yeah, we're not here to do a formal show. I mean, if we go off course and talk about other fucking crazy people, that just gives us more content moving down the road.
I'm wearing a t-shirt.
Yeah, you're not even wearing your button-up shirt. I put a hoodie on because it's snowing here in the Adirondacks. So it's probably why my internet's wonky. I don't know if you still notice it or not.
Yeah, it's better now. It's much better. It is much better now.
Maybe I should reboot my router once in a while. That helps. So, oh, Danny said she's not sure. She'll think about it. Well, Danny, I sent you a link in your DM on X. If you want to join, just click it. You won't pop on automatically. I'll see you pop in on the stage, and you'll be like in what we call the green room here, where on the platform we're using. So, yeah, if you want to come up and shoot the shit for a little bit, since you went to school for this psychology thing, like I did, like Solomon did, and Solomon being the licensed therapist, we could probably have a pretty good banter. But thanks. Danny's definitely helping. She's a great connection here. So I'm like, sweet.
Or if you just want to throw questions in the comments, we can just start dialogue with that. But I could tell you, this was an interesting case. I mean, we got, and I'm glad that we started with this one because it's just
we started with Eileen Wuornos. Was our first one.
But yes, we started with Eileen Wuornos.
To those of you that aren't aware, I just put Solomon's social security number up on the screen.
It's not my social security number.
It's his Twitter handle, MH Blueprint 61515, and then I'm Raww Live. I keep it simple. But if anybody wants to follow us on X, feel free to do so. But those are our Twitter handles.
I mean, we could even talk about the difference between this one and Eileen Wuornos. I mean, major differences. Major differences.
She was more, I want to say, reactionary, right? Where she felt, she claimed she felt threatened and reacted. Where this fucking yip just went out there premeditated. He knew that he was going to go pick up a hooker, and he knew that he was going to rape and strangle her and ditch her in the woods. That's the difference. I don't think Eileen was so much premeditated. I think she kind of just got fucked up. Something happened with one of her Johns, like they show in that movie Monster, and she snapped, and she had that everyone's after me complex, I feel. So big differences between the two. I'm sure if you put them in a room together, they'd have a pretty damn good conversation, though.
Yeah, I would agree. Eileen Wuornos, she has.
Well, they'd have sex. They'd have sex. She's a hooker. They'd have sex. It'd be perfect.
Yeah, I don't think it would end the same way with Gary Ridgeway. Though.
She'd shoot him.
Arlene, yeah.
She'd unalive him.
Well, I think in that very weird situation, she wouldn't even get out of the car, right? Like she was already set up. She knew. First of all, she had the pistol ready. She was pretty much a marksman because she learned how to shoot at a pretty somewhat young age. So yeah, I mean it wouldn't end so well with him. But I would say this, that both of them, they had some form of abuse. That was the big one. She had a lot more both physical and sexual abuse. Him, it was a lot of physical abuse, but then there was that weird relationship with him and his mother. That part was very, very difficult. But with those two, the one thing I can say that the both of them did have, they had some form of trauma and abuse, more so with Eileen more than anything. But Gary Ridgeway, he had some serious issues. It was something about him and sex that it was something in the brain. Like I wish I could figure that part out, because I feel like, man, like there was some sort
cerebral cortex. There wasn't a disconnect. Imagine doing a scan of his brain. Jeepers.
Oh my.
The CAT scan would blow up. MRI machine would blow up.
Yeah.
I'm not a religious dude, as you know. I do believe there are other, places, higher powers, all that horse stuff. But I think that I believe very heavily in the devil's workshop. There are people put on this planet to do the devil's work.
Mm.
That's my opinion.
I mean, if we look at a guy like Jeffrey Dahmer, I could definitely see that because man, he was a sick man too.
He was always hungry too.
Yeah,
He liked his delicacies.
He did.
Are you gonna throw up there?
No. I was about to sneeze actually.
Wait,
I wonder,
no sauteed brain for you.
I was gonna say, was Silent of the Lambs based off him? But no, Silent of the Lambs came before him, right? The movie.
I think no, it wasn't based on him because Hannibal Lecter was a God bless you.
Thank you.
Unbless you. I don't know if I said that properly. TikTok style. How would I say that TikTok style without saying God? The higher power bless you.
I think God's okay on TikTok.
Okay, thank you, God. Oops. Anyways, what the fuck was I saying? I'm so tired.
You were saying that Hannibal Lecter wasn't based off
he was a doctor, really, really brilliant doctor, and Jeffrey Dahmer was a drunk who was drunk.
Was a rapist, you know.
Well, he was an introvert. He was very, very introverted. Go out to the gay bars.
Kicked out of the military.
He got kicked out of the military for being a drunk, but years later, I don't know if you knew this. Years and years later, two of these guys that were in the army with him went on the Dr. Phil show and claimed that he would get horrifically drunk when they were on base or whatever, and he would rape them, and they were scared of him. So he started his shenanigans well before he really started his shenanigans. He at least got into the raping part. But then when he was on his own and no parents, his own apartment, he started living out those weird fantasies. If you watch any of the interviews or documentaries that they do on Jeffrey Dahmer, he's just, you know what? I said this earlier here in the show. I would love to sit down next to any of these whack jobs. He's probably one dude that I would want him behind a thick ass glass window like Hannibal Lecter, where he couldn't even breathe on me.
Right.
That's just, you know, I don't know if you saw the Jeffrey Dahmer movie, but when he was finally put in prison, he was kept in isolation for obvious reasons. He's fucked up. Right. He would be a target. But he requested to his attorney to be taken out of isolation and put into the general population because he was going insane, not having anyone to talk to. And it was within minutes that he was killed. And of course, there was no guards. Well, he was an idiot. It's almost like you wonder if he did it on purpose because he didn't want to live in isolation, or did he really genuinely think he was going to have good conversations with people that wanted to fucking off him?
Did you watch the Netflix series? Oh, forgot. You don't have Netflix, but
no, I did. I saw Dahmer. Yeah.
So you did? Okay. So you saw the series, and at the end, it was that question whether, because in the show, which they did a very good job with, he was kind of like, you know, do what you want, or he made the lines like, at this point, like, you know, you have to do what you have to do, something like that. And you know, he took him out. So
he took him out.
You know, so you know, and it was kind of like praised, right? You know, the prison. It almost felt like, you know, we took this guy out, like
nobody cared though.
Nobody really nobody really cared is what I'm saying.
Well, would you want to sit across a lunch table from some asshole that was eating somebody's brain a few years prior? Probably not.
I would not.
And then he would do disgusting things like you saw in the series where they finally let him out of isolation. He was like hanging food above him, moving his tongue, and just being a weirdo.
Right.
He asked for it.
And he was always like that. Even in high school, he was always like, he wanted that attention.
He wanted to be the funny boy.
He wanted to get the attention, but he'd do it in the weirdest way. But that wasn't fine in prison.
Yeah. Prison is a different world, man. You don't go into prison and try to be funny. I mean, especially if you are Jeffrey Dahmer. If you're a Jeffrey Dahmer, don't go to prison and make jokes to people about eating them. That's usually not going to end well. Fucking idiot.
I feel like if he was just quiet, like throughout that whole time, no one would have really messed with him because of that nature of who he was.
Oh,
but
no,
then
they were
again,
gonna-
I don't know, because
well,
again,
they don't like rapists, child molesters, or people like Jeffrey Dahmer. So he wouldn't have lasted long in the general population.
Right.
You know, aside from his notoriety of being on the news and being a sick fuck who did what he did during a time where it was just a lot of things going on, you know, throughout the the evolvement of the world we live in now. A lot of what he did wasn't accepted then, especially where he lived. So he just really,
yeah. And I just want to remind all the 23 people here that,
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
if you have any questions or anything that you want to talk about the show, feel free to throw a comment out there. I mean, that's what we're here for right now. We're just kicking it. We're just talking about different topics on our show. And right now we're talking about Jeffrey Dahmer, and we're talking about
the
how
dumpster.
this guy, we got to do one on a show on him, because he was a very unique one, because how he target people was very methodical and just was really, really messed up.
Yes, definitely. Jeffrey Dahmer. See that? I remember I told you when we first got into this that he's one of like maybe 2 serial killers that makes me uncomfortable, even though he's dead and not around anymore. He just always, I don't know, he just makes me uncomfortable. He just has that awkwardness to him when he would do his interviews on 2020 or whatever. He was just so proud of himself. It's weird. I don't know. He's one dude I'm uncomfortable with. I wouldn't want to do a one-on-one interview with him unless there was glass and guards with loaded rifles right there.
Right.
If he would even move his hand, I would probably like jerk back,
So,
just be scared of him.
You know, Frankie, that's a good question to ask people here. Is there a serial killer that we will have an interview with?
Yeah.
If you
who's a
believe
serial
so,
killer?
just put one in the comment. You know,
Definitely.
because I'm just, I mean, I
I'll put our email address up too. Our email address is info@rawlive.com. It's on the screen. If you want to send us any ideas about the show, or you have questions about the show, shoot us an email. Or if you want to tell us we suck, that's cool too. We just won't respond to those.
Yeah. I mean, I think Arlie Wuornos would have been an interesting one to have an interview with. You know, I mean, I guess me as a therapist, I just want to like
have a beer with her.
No, not have a beer.
Eileen, what's up?
This motherfucker screwed me. I see in the comments Mason. Well, not sure.
No, Manson.
Manson. Charles Manson.
Fuck yeah, we're gonna talk about Charles Manson. He's a fucking
yes.
He's on the top 10 dummy scale. I would love to do a show about him.
We're gonna definitely do one of Charles Manson probably within the next 10 shows easily, because
so we're definitely going to do Charles Manson. That might even be a 2-parter, because that guy has years of just he operated for years. He was
how do we begin with him? I mean, he was manipulative.
He was definitely different.
You know, he was very different. There was a lot of theories about him, right? There was talks that he was part of I forgot, some sort of group. There was a lot of things going on during that time, the 60s. But yeah, he was.
Yes,
there was
sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
Sex, drugs, and rock and roll. But there was also a lot of like big things going on in the world, especially in the U.S. There was civil rights. There was what was a big one? There was the Cuban Missile Crisis. There was a lot of things going on during that 60s time.
There's the Cuban Missile Crisis. That was JFK, wasn't it?
JFK, yes.
Oh, I just saw a special on that.
Yeah.
Danny says, yes, that show would be next level. He was. I don't have words to describe that. Yes, super different. Yeah, he is a fucking strange guy, man. I don't know if you ever noticed that series that was on Netflix. It ended. It didn't ever proceed, which sucks balls. called Mindhunter. It was a series that was created to show people how the BAU, the Behavioral Analysis Unit, I said that really slow so I wouldn't sound like an idiot, like Criminal Minds, how that department in the FBI was formed and how they went around and interviewed serial killers. And they did, Charles Manson was part of that show. Who else? Ed Kemper. It was really, really good cast. But if anybody out there, Danny, you should check it out. It's called Mindhunter, and it's actually really good. Serial killer, and it shows you how the FBI started in the basement. And in the basement they were granted the use of the basement where they had to where the storage, and that's where they set their first offices up, and then it grew into what it is now, and it's a big deal. It's a big department, and they specialize in serial killers.
I think the one with Charles Manson would be really good. And also, there was talks about him. He wanted to start a race war, and there was a lot of things that he was trying to do at that time.
There was a lot of things he wanted to do.
Yeah, I mean, he murdered Sharon Tate, but then he
didn't murder anybody.
Oh, well, with his mind.
He mind fucked a bunch of people and got them to do some shit. Right. And he's like, hey man, they were their own people, man. They did what they wanted to do, man. It's like, yeah, if you freaking brainwashed them, of course they did. And then you give them LSD,
all the drugs you want, all the hope and love and manipulation. Mm-hmm. I mean, you can say that those women, I think there were some men too that had that knife. You can say that Charles Manson's hand was part of it, even though his hand wasn't physically there.
Yeah,
it was there.
Well, sort of like John Gotti, when he would order a hit, he'd go sit around the block in a car with Sammy the Bull and watch it. He enjoyed watching it.
Sure.
He wouldn't do it when he became the boss, but he loved watching it. Some people get off on that shit. It's weird.
I mean, this is why he got life, and they had 20 years, 30 years. They didn't have life sentences. So
what, in California?
Yeah, with Charles Manson, with the people that actually murdered, they did get out. That's the one that actually did it.
Oh, Tex and all those, they got out?
Well, Charles Manson didn't get out, but
he died in prison.
Yeah, he died in prison. But one of the girls, she did get out, and then she told the story about what happened, and express how she was manipulated and stuff. And I think there was another one, but that was something that I have no problem. That is something I have no problem revisit and do a deep dive on it, because it was quite interesting. It was quite interesting.
Paulina just joined us over on Instagram. Hi, Paulina. Thanks for being here. If you have any comments, you can drop them. We can see the comments. I'm checking all the different social medias right now.
Okay.
We have Sherry, who is a fan of the show. I'm not sure if she's listening over on X right now, but hi, Sherry. Welcome. If you are here, if you have any questions, we did mention in the show that we're going to start digging into that particular shit going on down there in Austin. So we'll definitely get on that. Oh, there's Paulina. Hi, guys. Now she's over on X. She was on Instagram. Paulina, stay in one place, would you? She's like, hi, guys. Hello.
Cool. So, yeah, I'm just putting all this together. Okay. Oh, there she is. Oh. Hi, Paulina. Hello.
She laughed. Pulse check.
Well, it looks like our ex crew is here.
Well, we could say that in two different ways.
In two different ways, sure.
Our ex crew.
I'm actually, man, we can't get TikTok on here, right? No, TikTok is a little different.
No, I'm not playing with TikTok.
Right, because you're worried about getting banned.
Yeah. Well,
they're not ready for you. They're not ready for you. How about that?
They can't handle me, and I don't want them coming knocking on my door either, like Jehovah's Witnesses. Hey,
I
leave me
don't
the
think they're
fuck
going
alone.
to your door.
Well, I've had a lot of different sorts of knocks on my doors over the years. So
Hi, Frankie. We want to let you know that you just can't say murder. You can't say these things. We want you to
I'd be
say
like,
alive.
where did I say murder? When would I have said murder? Oh, when I said that during when we were talking about a serial killer case and someone was murdered.
Oh, the serial killer part. We prefer if you say serial unaliver. Here's a pamphlet. Read it.
Here's a pamphlet. I could be like, here's the pamphlet crumpled up. You can shove it right up your right nostril.
But no, my TikTok is cool with me. I'll stick with my TikTok. They're
All right,
cool with me.
TikToker. You're the TikToker. I'm the all arounder. I just don't like TikTok. I don't hate it. I just don't. I don't like it.
They do have
It's
a lot
just,
of rules. They have a lot of rules.
it's not that I don't mind. I don't mind rules. They're meant to be broken anyways. I just don't like the rules they have. They're stupid. It's like saying we're going to go to a football game, but we're not going to use a football. We're going to use a baseball, and that's the rule. The fuck? Like that's what it's to me. It doesn't make sense. And people were upset that platform was turned off for 4 days. I would have been partying. We don't need TikTok. TikTok is a meat market, in my opinion. But that's another show. That's a true crime right there. It's criminal.
TikTok's a true crime now?
Sure is.
Oh my god.
TikTok sucks. Sorry, people, if you love TikTok. I just think it's a fucking joke. I think TikTok's stupid. I say the word kill and they kill my fucking live show. Stupid.
TikTok.
I'm glad you like it. I mean, you're going to be the one that keeps us alive over on TikTok.
Oh yeah.
Alive.
With the heinous scale.
The heinous scale.
The
heinous scale.
No. See, that will give me another warning. So
what if you said anus? You can't say anus either?
I don't know anymore. I don't know what TikTok. I'm trying to be, as respectful as I can.
Well, if anybody out there is a TikToker, tell me why I suck at life because I don't like TikTok. I know. I really like to know.
I can imagine like you post when it says post a comment, you just see typing, but you're waiting for typing.
I mean, Paulina, if you want to come on the stage here, you don't have to come on video. If you want to come on stage, audio wise, I can send you a link. And if you know anything about the TikTok phenomenon and why I don't mix with TikTok, I'd love to hear it. Solomon's told me a bunch of times, but he's a licensed therapist, so I'm getting the therapist version. I would love to hear a different version of that. But if you want to link, just let me know, thumbs up or something, and I'll send you a link, and you can come up and jam with us for a minute. So yeah, TikTok Manson.
Charles Manson. That's interesting.
He was 4 foot tall. That guy too.
Really?
Yeah, he was a little dude.
He did look like a little guy. I figured he was like maybe like I don't know 5'4" or 5.
No, let me ask Rock how tall he was. I think he was like 4'7" or something.
4'7" is crazy.
Yeah, he was a little dude. He had the Napoleon complex.
Clearly.
All right, how tall was Charles Manson?
Something like that. You could easily just do a Google search for him.
He was 5'2".
Okay, so yeah, it's close, but that's still that's a little man. A little man.
Midget. I would have kicked his ass.
You know what? Charles Manson was definitely just a sick guy.
Yeah. He would take hair from his beard or hair from his head and he would weave it into like little scorpions and he was selling it through the mail. Like people were buying his fucking hair.
What?
Why would you do that?
Crazy.
Why would you do that? Why would you buy some scumbag's hair? He probably doesn't even wash it every day.
You ever hear his interviews? It is just so bizarre.
Yeah, dig this, man. Dig this, man. Yeah,
post some videos, man.
He was a sick bastard.
Let me see. Should pull up some of those videos, man.
He was definitely touched.
He was definitely different. Let's put it that way.
He wasn't touched by an angel, that's for sure.
No.
Wasn't touched by an angel.
I wonder if there's any others that people want to talk about. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry, I'm looking at some of the videos. The guy just looks crazy. Oh my goodness.
Who, Charles Manson?
Yes.
Oh,
Hold on,
he is crazy.
let me get this clip, man.
I think our Instagram froze up. So
Did
I'm
it?
just I'm gonna end that feed.
Okay.
No one's over there anyways. Paulina was there, but she's with us over on X now, so
Okay.
or Instagram, you failed miserably.
What do I just send a link?
To where?
Do I just
Send a link where?
on the media assets for the short so we could play it?
No, you can do a screen share. So you go down to
Oh,
the
that's right.
present and all that.
Yeah.
Why'd you find a video?
Yeah.
Let's see if you can fuck this up good.
Oh.
Do 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 do.
Okay. So present
Screen share. And then yeah.
I got it.
Yep. I hope so. I'm waiting. And then you gotta bring it to stage.
I haven't done anything I'm ashamed of. Maybe I should have killed 400 or 500 people. Then I would have felt better. Then when I felt like I really offered society something. You know, if I wanted to kill somebody, I'd take this book and beat you to death with it, and I wouldn't feel a thing. Do you feel blame? Are you mad? Do you feel like Wolf's about right Francis? You guys got this stuff in your head that I've murdered somebody. What do you want to call me a murderer for? I've never killed anyone. I don't need to kill anyone. I think it. I have it here. In my whole life, I've burglarized a grocery store, stole some nickels and dimes, busted open a stamp machine, stole a few automobiles, and cashed a couple checks. I'm a petty car thief. Believe me, if I started murdering people, there'd be none of you left.
Ooh.
This is
that guy.
Okay, I would laugh at him if I was sitting across the table from him. I'd be like, dude, you're fucking hilarious. I'd be like, you're a fucking funny dude, man.
That dude's a menace.
God, yes, he is intense. I'll tell you something, man. I would probably laugh at that guy. He doesn't scare me. I just think he's a 5'2". I mean, I'm 6 foot tall, so for me, I would laugh at him. I would just I wouldn't be able to keep a straight face. Like, what's wrong with you, man? What's your deal?
Guy.
I kill him with my mind. Well, how do you do that? What do you just go abracadabra? Done.
Just
give him your mean
real
face.
Hard. Real
like
hard.
Like the movie Get Hard. Give me a mean face. Ah.
Dude's a menace. He was something else. You know, I'm gonna make sure I have that clip too when we do it because that that clip was crazy. That was a crazy clip.
Yeah, you can actually. I don't even know how to do it. I think you can download it and then upload it somehow.
Yeah. There's a way. I've done it before.
Put it into your photos and then.
Yeah. But I didn't want to go through all of that. Just download it and.
Should have.
Well, there's some steps. Unless I get the YouTube Premium, and then I could download it. But that's
YouTube Premium. Spend $58 a month for what? No commercials.
Yeah.
I'll wait 20 seconds not to kill my bank. It's so expensive. I mean, I got NFL coming up in 4.5 months. I'm going to have to save my money just to get through the NFL season with all the different streaming platforms you got to have now just to watch fucking football. What happened to Channel 4, Fox, ESPN, and ABC? Now it's you got to have Tubi to watch the Super Bowl. You have to have the NFL Sunday Ticket if you have any hopes of watching any games. You got to have Paramount Plus and Peacock, and pretty soon for us to do a live show
for Christmas.
What was that? Netflix football on Netflix? I remember when Netflix was DVDs that came through the mail. Like, what if that?
Yep.
Oh, you're gonna watch the Super Bowl on a DVD? Stupid. Stupid. It's gonna get worse too.
Yeah, it will.
Yeah.
But no, that part is crazy.
Yeah, Daddy goes, never seen those clips. Holy shit. Yeah, I've seen you gotta watch there's a lot of stuff out there on good old Chuck Manson. If you watch a lot of the stuff on him, he's definitely a fucking screwball. I'm gonna grab my dog. He wants to come on my lap.
All right, bring him over.
Might as well introduce my Willie to our audience here. This is Willie, everybody. One-eyed Willie. He's missing his left eye. I took in a special needs puppy. But he loves his daddy and always wants to be with me. So here he is.
Hi, Willie.
Yeah, he just loves his daddy. He's a Velcro dog for sure. I think he likes being on camera. Thanks, he is definitely cute. Thank you, Danny. He when I have my smartphone out, he actually wants to touch he watches me pushing, swiping and stuff. And he'll come over and paw at the phone, and he actually is able to manipulate the screen. It's pretty amazing.
Wow.
But he just always has to be on my lap. It's like, dude, can you get off my lap for like 30 seconds, please? I just want to be dog free for 30 seconds. But he is a good boy. Absolutely. He knows the main character.
Clearly.
That's awesome.
Clearly. Hold on.
He's the main character. Whoa, I almost dropped him. Sorry, Will. I didn't have my eye on you. Get it? One eye. I'll tell you something. If I was looking for a girlfriend right now, it'd be like shooting ducks in a pond. Because I got a cute disabled puppy. And I always call it
too easy.
I call it puppy power.
Or your
Oh, he's sleepy. Look at him.
Your wing dog.
He's my wing dog.
There you go.
There you go. I'm rocking him right now. Look at how sad I am. Fucking loser. Be doing a true crime show on me for being a loser dog dad. Look at Rocket. Watch his eyes close in a minute. This will be funny. Ready?
Yeah.
You want your bottle?
You know what?
No, he's a cool cat or cool dog.
Cool dog. There you go. I got another clip I want to show.
Okay, bust it out. Willie's here too. Willie's waiting.
Cool.
As he's falling asleep. Click, click, clickety, click, click, click. Come on, Solomon. What are you waiting for? Christmas? Jesus.
Wait, I thought. Hold on. Maybe I did it wrong.
Yeah. You just gotta go back and pull it again. Clickety click. Click, click.
See it?
Nope. Yep. You have to add it to the stage. Here, I'll do it.
I believe myself.
Oh, this.
Why wouldn't I?
Who you are.
Oh.
What's Jesus? There's all kinds of Jesuses. There's a black Jesus down in Florida. He's having a good time. There's a Mexican Jesus in Mexico. I mean, there's all kinds of Jewish Jesus. I mean, Jesus, it's all kind of Jesus coming back everywhere. And nothing can stop it. It's a consciousness that lives in your mind. God, I guess you're my best friend, being dying.
That is something else.
Yeah, he definitely did not belong walking free, man.
No.
He was not all right. He is not an all right guy at all.
No,
I'm telling the truth. If I was at a table with him and he started talking gibberish like that, I would start laughing my ass off.
Oh man.
And I'd be like, bro, Go make a scorpion, man. I'll wait here. You weirdo. I would just love laughing at him. He'd probably be like, "What are you laughing at? I'm the reborn. I'm the rebirth of Jesus." I feel like I'm laughing at you because you're so deranged. I don't know about anybody else out there, but I would just have a blast laughing at him.
Deranged would be the right word with that guy.
Yeah, he was a lot of things. He well, it was obvious what he did. He formed a cult. He manipulated everybody into believing great things were going to come by going out to the desert with no water, food, or normalcy. And then he convinces a group of them to go kill people. It's like, what? And you don't think you're a part of that? Like Pamela Smart got put in prison for life without parole, and she wasn't even the trigger person. She wasn't near the case. She wasn't at the house when her husband got shot. But this guy, I didn't do nothing. I didn't kill nobody. Well, yeah, you kind of did. You not only did you kill people's minds, but you had those people that you mind fucked go out and commit horrific acts, brainwashing them with drugs and love.
And he caused a lot of chaos in the community too. I mean, it was Sharon Tate. I mean,
what was his problem with her specifically, or was that just a random thing? I thought there was some backstory to why he didn't like Sharon Tate.
I don't know if there was a backstory about her, but I know one thing that it was said that one of his goals was actually to start, to use celebrities because she was a big name at that time. Use her as a way to pull the ploy that her murder was from the Black Panthers, and have this as a race war. That was his whole intent. And then the police was like, yeah, that's not it. And,
So what was her play in that game?
Like, why her specifically? That I have to dig. I have to dig in that.
I dig that. Like he would say. I dig that.
I would dig into the case, sir.
You got the licensed therapist and the misfit sitting in front of a wood wall with a one-eyed dog. What a great mix we got here.
We got an excellent mix.
Man, I can't breathe. It's snowing here today, and I feel like the air is thinner than normal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Such a beautiful area. Man, the air around is so beautiful.
I like it a lot. I like it. I like the small town thing. But one thing I do fear, though, I don't fear. I just know there's only 5 police officers in my town, and there's only 2 on duty at one time. And then you have the state police that have the backup. But if anything significant like this, like any of these things that we're talking about on Crime Through Time were to happen here, it would just be like if you call 911 here, you're fucked. I mean, it's going to take them forever to get to you. Like if I ever choke, I'm done. I'll be done unless I go bang on someone's door and they know how to do, the Heimlich. I'm screwed.
Right.
Yeah. So small towns are great, but if something like this ever happened up here, it would be a horrific thing. I have to Google that, see if any murders happened in my town ever. I don't think so.
I don't know. You have to look it up. I mean, you might find
Grok it. I'll Grok it. I like Grok now more so than Google.
Yeah,
doesn't
Google's
give me an attitude. Yeah, Google's like AOL.
Wow, it's crazy.
You got mail. We know someone that's got an AOL email still.
Maybe it might be worth something 20 years from now. It's like an antique.
Yeah, like a domain. Like you can resell your domains.
Right.
Like I own a few domains. So if when I bought it, it was really cheap and it was worth shit. Now it's worth a few $100. So I wonder if it works out like domains. If you have an email address from AOL, is that a vintage thing you can go to a pawn shop with?
Right.
I still have an AOL email address. Oh my God, let me take a look at that. Let me call someone in and take a look at that. Make sure it's authentic. You got mail. There's still people that have computers where you remember the old school internet? It was a phone line that would plug into the back of your computer before Ethernet, or is that before your time?
No, that was right around my time.
There's still people that have dial-up internet that haven't canceled it yet, and they still use it.
Why?
They're just, I don't know. I don't know.
And then the interruption with the phone with the weird signals.
Honey, I got a call coming in. I need you to get off the computer.
You gotta get off the internet. You have to get off the
You gotta
computer.
get off the internet, honey. I need the phone. All right. And then
it wasn't internet. We didn't even say internet then. We call it the internet. You have to get off the internet. Like you have to get off now.
Yeah. What
and all
happened
that
with-
noise.
Yeah. It sounds like an MRI machine.
I know.
You ever had an
Like-
MRI done?
And what? I don't know what you're talking about.
I just read a comment. People who still use dial-up could be serial killers. Just saying something. She
That's
spelled
crazy.
cereal. That's awesome. I knew what you meant.
Yeah, something's not right there.
There's something right there. If you still have dial-up internet, we want to interview you. We want to know why.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No, seriously. If you still have dial-up internet and you're able to watch this right now, tell us how. How are you doing it? How do you still have dial-up internet? What was it called? Like, oh, it was the name of the famous one.
Rank down the heinous scale. How would you rank?
How would you rank dial-up internet?
How would you rank dial-up internet on the heinous scale from 0 to 100, from bad to pure evil?
God, my chest
Easy
is
there.
rumbling.
Remember, you have a very. It takes you a while to get some sort of emergency services over there. So easy.
Well, that's why I smoke pot every day. So at least if something happens, I feel good.
There you
And
go.
I got my other poison here.
Pepsi.
Anyway, I don't like it out of a bottle though. I had to use the vending machine here where I live because I ran out of cans. It's got to be a can. Something about Pepsi out of a can. I love canned Pepsi. I can't have. I mean, I have it because I wanted a Pepsi, but it's. I'll end up. I got a case now in my fridge of cans, but they got to be ice cold.
I always figured you was a Coca-Cola guy.
I like Coca-Cola. Here, I know I've taken the challenge. I know the difference between the two. What I like better about Coca-Cola than I do Pepsi is this: it stays fizzier longer.
Yeah.
I mean, you can leave a glass of Coca-Cola out on the counter for like 4 days and go back and drink it, and it's still got bubbles. Pepsi, if you don't drink a can of Pepsi within 40 minutes, it's like syrupy, flat nastiness. Yeah. And especially out of a plastic bottle.
Mm-hmm.
There's something with the aluminum. I don't care if it's a chemical reaction or not. I don't care. It's the best way. I like taking it and going, busting that shit open.
Yeah.
My record is 8 chugs without it burning my esophagus. Because when you first open it and it's that strong burn, it makes my eyes water, my ears ring. I can get to 8 chugs before I have to be like, all right, I'm good. It's a contest. We did it one time on a show. We had a contest. We called it the Pepsi Challenge.
Best way to go is off the tap. Pepsi, Coca-Cola, have it.
What?
Tap.
Are you talking fountain?
Yeah, fountain. Yeah.
You like fountain pop?
Mm-hmm.
You do?
Fountain pop.
I have a problem with fountain pop.
What is that?
It goes flat too quick. Well, they put ice in it.
Yeah, they do. But that
and it waters it down.
They have the syrup that they have, and that mixture.
Oh, like
just,
you're talking like slush puppies. Those things were dynamite. They don't have those
the
everywhere
slush puppy
anymore.
is amazing. Yeah.
Oh yeah, even though it looks like you gave head to a Smurf having a blue raspberry flavor, it was still good. Yeah, you drink those in the privacy of your home.
Privacy of your Okay. So
did I just throw you off for the day?
Oh, you threw me off a while ago, man. But we're just going with it. We're talking about Pepsi and Coca-Cola. But
and then we got a comment: glass bottle, Pepsi, glass bottle, everything was so much better. Yeah, fuck it was.
Yeah.
They used to have those 8 packs of
absolutely.
Pepsi where it was like you'd have to open them with a bottle opener.
Yep.
And there was nothing like it.
I
When you
agree.
went to the store, you'd have to load up a cart with those suckers. It was heavy lifting. And then they came up with plastic. The friendly thing, plastic. because plastic, breaks down and is good for the earth.
Absolutely. So all the 25 people that's here, if you have any questions about our live earlier on Gary Ridgeway, you're more than happy
See,
to ask that.
TikTok's got you all fucked up. You just said alive. See?
No, it was a live show.
A live show. I thought
A
you were
live
saying
show.
alive
See?
versus
See?
unalive. See?
Yeah. You have so much
See?
hate against TikTok, man.
I don't hate them. I just don't. I hate their rules. I think their rules are stupid. I mean, if I was, never mind. I'm not going to talk about TikTok anymore. It just grinds my gears, overcooks my eggs, makes me want to write them an email. Like your platform sucks. Sincerely, Frankie Matthews. Your platform sucks.
There you go.
Your platform should allow people to say killer. Recall the milkman jokes. I can only imagine how good the Coca-Cola and Pepsi guys were doing delivering glass bottles. Sorry, maybe two for
too far for YouTube. Definitely not PG-13.
Well,
YouTube don't care. I tell people they don't care as long as you're not taking their copyright stuff. They can care less.
Yeah, I just am who I am, and I talk the way I talk. And for me, being in my 40s, I'm not going to change the way I talk just to do a live video on TikTok. I mean, it's 90% infomercials of just bullshit products, and then the other half is a meat market where people are just sitting in front of a camera asking you to tap the screen and give them money. It's like, but I can't say serial killer. I mean, it's
I sent you a link on. There was this guy that was selling merch of like all this different sports stuff. I was waiting for them to have something on the Bills, but they had this Jets one where it was like they had all these Jets, and it's like the guy with the helmet. It was really dope. Like, yeah. So hoping to see if maybe they had one for your Bills. Maybe I don't know.
It might be sold out because the Bills are way better than the Jets.
I think it's not even mentioned at this point because, well,
no, they don't mention the Bills anymore. It's bad luck. This year we're going to win the Super Bowl, though. We'll have to do a special exclusive episode of Crime 3 Time because we have been criminally treated with the referees. I mean, it's true. We've been robbed. We've been screwed, blue tattooed, robbed, everything. We've been criminally violated for years. The referees have never, ever, ever, ever played fair with the Bills. I always say this: when the Bills play a game, they're playing two teams, the referees and the team they're playing that week.
Okay.
And we almost went to the Super Bowl doing so. Well, that's facts. Just saying.
Sure is. You know what's also facts? The fact that we have this show and we're very curious about what people want for future episodes. We got Charles Manson. And
Charles Manson's a definite. We have the Austin, Texas thing that we're looking into for Sherry.
Still trying to find more information about that. That's going to be one of those ongoing things,
Yeah, well, Pam Smart too, because I sent out a letter to her recently, and I'm waiting for her to reply. Usually, I get a response within 3 weeks or so. I'll get a response from her and see what's up with her. I haven't indicated to her in the letters that I'm doing shows like this or anything because I don't want to. She doesn't like doing interviews. She made that very clear in the last letter she sent me that she was supposed to do a Netflix special in October or something, but they pushed it back because of the prison guard strike here in New York.
Right.
And they had to call the National Guard in. And she said, I'm glad they pushed it back because I hate doing interviews. But I'm imagining that they'll load her commissary up with a good amount of money so she can get ramen noodles. So why wouldn't you?
Well, yeah.
And I mean, I'm only 4 hours from where she's being housed. So the letters get here pretty quickly. So we'll see. I'm going to keep my dialogue going with her, though, for sure. Got my stack of letters right here. See?
Nice.
She even sent me a Christmas card. I told everybody.
Oh, yeah, she did.
Yeah.
That was pretty nice.
Yep. And then I told her how I like the artist Pink, and she wrote an envelope, return envelope in pink one time just to be funny. I'll put that up for the camera. Did you see it?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
It's kind of hard to read it, actually.
Oh, hang on. I'm trying not to show my address and dox myself because I have a hate club out there.
Yeah, that is true.
I don't want to go to prison.
Okay.
That's right.
There we go.
Been writing. So I'm curious to see what her next letter is going to be. Maybe down the road eventually. I've already been talking to her for over a year now. So I'll see if maybe I'll ease into a conversation of like, oh yeah, my friend and I are doing a true crime podcast and we're working on that, and then I'll wait for her response to see if she's interested. Maybe we can get her on a live phone call. Be sick.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, I'll be like, Pam, come on live. We'll send you a link. Like, what's up, Pam? What's going on?
Yeah.
It's like when you say to somebody in prison, how you doing? What do you mean, how am I doing? I'm in fucking prison. It sucks. How you doing? But
that would be a really good one. That would be interesting if we were able to pull that off. And also for the Eileen Wuornos video, when I was at the Last Resort bar, being able to speak to the owner one of these days.
Yeah. We're gonna have to figure out a way to get a hold of him. They probably have dial-up internet in that shithole.
They might, but
if they have internet at all. Did they have electric when you were there? Did they have electric when you were there?
Yes, because the TV was on. I was trying to think really hard because I didn't recall any lights.
We still have the video. I can pop it up.
Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Solomon, and I am at the Last Resort bar in Daytona Beach, Florida. This is the infamous bar where Eileen Wuornos used to come and hang out. And I'm just gonna change the screen here. This is the Last Resort. And it says that it was supposed to be open at 10 a.m., but it's not open. No one's here. So I'm just showing the video of it. A little bit of the area here. But yeah, this is the bar that she used to go to. And Eileen Wuornos was an infamous female serial killer back in the 90s, and she was executed in, I believe it was 2002, and then there was a movie that was released about her called Monster. So I'm just gonna share some more. Hopefully you guys can see it. And I guess I'll just come back later. And guess I'm on camera.
You know what's funny? Is that looks like the best bar to hang out at. That looked like the smoking pit in the back there.
Probably, man.
I would love that bar. The dive bars are the best. Like when I used to ride motorcycle and I'd ride with some of my friends and we'd hit the like dive bars, those were the best times ever.
Well, you're with the locals.
Yeah. I would definitely I would go to that bar. I would just sit there and be like, what did she drink? Give me that. They probably have a beer named after her, probably.
They have hot sauce named after her.
What's the name of the hot sauce?
I forgot, but I'm
gonna look that up.
There is a hot sauce after her. They used to sell it, but they don't have it anymore.
I'm looking it up.
Yeah, actually, you can get their menu online.
They serve food there.
Well, there was a menu, and I asked, like, hey, where you serve your food? It's like, oh, well, We don't serve food anymore. That was
Oh,
up
wow,
there
they
for like
do.
years.
Oh, they sold it during Bike Week, so they were.
Maybe.
Well, that's what it is. I got a
That's what it
picture of it here.
says. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull it up here in a minute. Oh, hot sauce picture of Eileen Wuornos with the bad
Yeah.
caramel
Put
teeth.
Eileen Wuornos hot sauce. Yeah.
Okay, let's get this sucker up on this screen. I just gotta figure out where the hell it is. Doo-ba-doo-ba-doo, Scooby-Doo. Eileen Wuornos hot sauce. You know what I hate is there's so many files, and going through all of them gives me a headache.
Yeah.
Look at all my Pam
I
Smart
agree.
letters. I don't have any organization at all with files on my computer. Oh boy. All right, I got an idea. Where'd it go? I think I might have found it. Maybe not. Well, I got a lot of serial killer pictures going on. Okay, so I got an idea. All right, we're gonna share the screen because there's all different varieties. Stupid. They're making money off of her. So stupid. All right, Eileen Wuornos.
All right, let's do it.
Oh wait, there was a picture of the bar. Look at this place. This place is classic dive bar, man. Sweet.
It is. It is.
All right, let's get to the hot sauce picture. Where'd it go? Okay. See it?
Yeah.
There's Eileen Wuornos hot sauce. They probably have different,
get a
like
close-up
mild,
there.
medium, hot. I'm gonna try to think how to get a close up here. I don't know how to get a close up. That's as close as I can get it.
That's all right.
Right there. Unless, of course, I take us off the screen. But yeah, that's her hot sauce. Eileen Wuornos hot sauce. Good for her. Well, not good for her. Good for the bar.
Yeah.
I wonder what the T-shirt says. I drank at the last resort with Eileen Wuornos. TikTok would probably ban me for wearing that too.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
There's a good chance of that. No,
I had
you'll
a
get
beer
a
with
warning.
Eileen. Oh,
You'll get a warning.
I'll get a warning. Yeah, warning. I'll give
Yeah.
you a warning. Stupid.
So,
But
we want to thank the people here.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, there's a lot of people from X that's on here. 9 from my account, 15 from Frankie, and then we have our YouTubers. So yeah, we want to thank you all for coming here, and definitely, yeah, we're, like I said, we're just kicking in. We're just having a good time.
Yeah, I was actually gonna suggest wrapping it up here in a minute or two. And it's we've had a long night. We did our live show earlier. Went really well, I thought. Next week we got the Happy Face Killer. To those of you that are interested in the new series that started on Paramount Plus, we're gonna do the Happy Face Killer. It seems to be what everybody's going to right now. So we're gonna do the Happy Face Killer next week. It's gonna be a good show. We look forward to it. And let's see, someone else just started listening to, or not. I'm seeing things, but
Right.
yeah, I guess if it's okay with you, I think it's a good time to wrap it up. We've been here, well,
I think so.
about an hour and a half, right?
Hour and 9 minutes.
Oh, what do you have, a clock in front of you?
Yeah, it was on the top of the screen.
Well, yeah, I thought we started. Oh, we started a few minutes late.
There you go.
I had to reboot my modem router. But yeah, so we'll take a quick second. Thank everybody for being here. And definitely follow us on X, all the other social media platforms, and subscribe, like, and share our YouTube channel at Raww Live. And we will see you next week on Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Oh, you're doing the peace sign. I thought you were telling me.
Yes.
Like,
No.
yeah,
Peace
you were
sign.
peacing out. Yeah, we'll be. Anyways, we appreciate everybody to be here, and yeah, we'll be here next week, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, followed by our after show at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, just like right now. And until then, we'll see you next week. This was brought to you by Raww Live Productions. Take care, everybody.
Peace.
In the Middle East.